First one, Messi or Ronaldo, your favourite player of all time, your favourite team of all time, your best moment of your career, and then lastly, a five-a-side team of lads who you've played with or like shared a pitch with. Hello guys, welcome back to Beyond the Tactics. Got another very good guest on this week. Last week's episode was on YouTube, so if you've not already subscribed, please do so now. Harry, do you want to introduce the guest this week?
Yeah, so very good guest this week. Someone who's come from non-league and played through all the levels into the championship. So I'd like to welcome Ben Pringle. How are you?
All good, thanks guys. Yourselves?
Yeah, all good. Just a quick one, Ben. What team do you support?
Newcastle.
Yeah, because we was having a debate,
same,
weren't we? Is he Sunderland or Newcastle?
Yeah.
I said Sunderland. You said Newcastle.
Because you played for Newcastle, a team in non-league at Newcastle.
Newcastle Blue Star, can't remember what year it was, but yeah, before I went part-time, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was 16, 17.
And your thoughts on Eddie Howe and Newcastle at the minute?
I think he's got to stay, to be honest. I think he's done enough. I know the signings haven't really worked what he's done this year, but I think, like I say, with what he's done this season, obviously, or last season, whenever it was with the cup final, I think he deserves another year or so and see how it goes.
He looks like he's gonna get that, and maybe a bit of back in from the owners and see what he can get in for the summer.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see who they try and sign. Obviously, it's a lot harder for them now, but yeah.
I don't think the 9 situations really worked out, was it, with Visser and that Voltamada? They sort of still feel like they'll be searching in that department, which is they've spent a lot of money as well.
I know, it's madness, isn't it? Yeah. But that's it, isn't it? Football sometimes signings work, sometimes they take a little bit longer than what everyone expects. So
How's the financial fair play work? Because that not kill them last year, where they had to sell 2 or 3. They had to sell Anderson, didn't they, to Forest?
Yeah,
to try and get some money in. Will that be the same?
I think it's all the commercial stuff off the pitch, isn't it? So whatever they bring in, the more money they bring in, the more money they can spend. So I think when they got taken over, it wasn't anywhere near, high enough. So I think it has improved.
And they've also probably going to have sales of maybe Tonali or Guimaraes. Maybe one of them goes this year for big money. I think
Tonali might go in it.
Yeah, I think so.
So going back to your early days, started off at West Brom. What age were you picked up through the academy there?
So left home. I was playing Sunday league, so Wallsend Boys Club, Elliot Anderson, all those types of players, and then changed last minute to another Sunday league side, and then we played West Brom in a friendly. So left home to go there when I was 15.
Right.
Which was tough. Homesickness. There was no WhatsApp, Instagram, BlackBerry Messenger, none of that back then. It was your Motorola flip phone where you had to put 20 quid on to speak to anyone. So it was first couple of months were tough, but I think you need it sometimes, especially as a young player. So
it sort of make or breaks. You've done it when you're that young as well, and not being used to normal habits of seeing your mates, seeing your family. Was it digs you were living in?
Yeah, digs. Yeah, that was the toughest thing. Obviously, all your mates are starting to go out. Football for them is secondary because they're enjoying themselves. So it was tough. And then going 4 hours down the road in digs with people you don't know and no access to a phone or how to speak to anyone. It would obviously be different now, but back then it wasn't. It was tough.
And your upbringing, obviously before West Brom, because obviously you're saying Sunday League and then you jumped straight into West Brom. Was there other interest or other clubs that you was at, or was it just straight into Sunday League, straight into West Brom? Because obviously it's a big jump.
Yeah, so from probably 14, that's when it started, getting serious with academies and going to places. I remember going to West Ham a few times, went to Newcastle when I was 13, 14. They didn't sign me because they said I was too attacking and didn't focus on defending. Celtic I went to for quite a bit. So I was just waiting for the first person to offer, a youth contract, and then that was it. And like I say, we played West Brom in a friendly, and then a week later they offered me to start the YT. So that was it pretty much.
Amazing.
Any good players in that West Brom side who've gone on to have a career like yourself, or?
There was lads there who made their debut for the first team. another Newcastle lad, but they were in the probably 3 or 4 years. Goalkeeper called Luke Daniels. He was at Barrow first team goalkeeping coach, I think, last season. You probably know him. That's it, I think. But some good players in the first team. That was kind of around when, remember when Carney was up top. Brian Robson was the manager. Jason Kumas. Absolute baller. So yeah, it was a good experience.
Was there ever sort of at that time then, sort of 15, 16, was there ever any time that you went up with a first team or anything like that, or was you just sort of more or less with age group?
Yeah, I think maybe 1 or 2 times, like if they ever needed extra player, but not regular. Like those players, the other Newcastle lad, he was in and around the first team, so he made his debut. But yeah, it was maybe once or twice, like if they ever needed any extra bodies, which obviously, different ball game when you're that age.
Yeah.
And then leaving West Brom, were you 18?
17, 18, I think
18.
it was, yeah.
Dropped back down, was it Conference South?
So went back home, did a year at Gretna, I don't know if you remember those, third year YT. And then, that's when I dropped into non-league in Newcastle, yeah.
But then looking at your career, you must have had some year, because 2 years later, you're back in the Championship.
Yeah, so that year was, even now, and for the rest of the time, I still don't understand how or why it works. So I was actually working in Ibiza with my mates for 2 months. I was out there, and I'd obviously done West Brom, done Gretna, played part-time in Newcastle. So I was kind of getting to the point now where I was like, is this, do you know what I mean? What's going on, basically? And then my old manager, he I remember taking the call in Ibiza, and he was like, come back and play for me at Ilkeston, which was 4 hours away from where I was living at my dad's house. So I spoke to my dad, and he was just like, just give it one more go, basically. But got on the plane from Ibiza, and then 4 hours there to train, hour and a half, 2 hours, 4 hours back. That was Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, from July all the way through till May, which it's absolutely madness when you think about it.
Yeah, it's a tough sacrifice, isn't it, at that age as well? Because like you said, during Ibiza with your friends, you're having a good time, and then you got that travelling aspect as well. As a young man, it's a lot of sacrifice, and obviously you probably never see the future plan of you going to Derby in a Championship, but the sacrifice you've made, and then you've gone and got that move's incredible, really.
Yeah,
from non-league to the champ, that doesn't happen often. That's a incredible move.
Yeah, I think, like I say, I always think now, you think about how long 4 hours actually is, to do that drive.
Yeah.
But I don't know what I was thinking at.
We moaned about Abu Dhabi. It's about an hour, didn't it? Yeah, 4 hours is a.
I wasn't really thinking too much about it. I just was with the mentality of let's just see how it was. Yeah. But when you go in that far, it's you know what it's like on the way to training. Sometimes you can't be bothered, or you're feeling tired. Every day, I was like, I need to, be decent, because otherwise, what's the point?
It's sort of a test of mental toughness as well with you. How long can you keep doing it? You get to a point where you're like you're saying, you're tired, you're travelling down, but then you're hoping that something's going to come of this.
Yeah.
So then when the Derby thing come around, how did you, obviously everything that you've worked hard for has achieved it then?
Yeah. How did that come around? Did you have a real good time, obviously, there that season, and then there must have been interest from a number of clubs? Or
yeah, I mean, I played well that season, but for that level, you don't expect those types of people to be there. So I think there was 1 or 2 other clubs up north, like Carlisle or League Two or the National League sides. But like I say, to have. Yeah, when I got that call, I was just like, what is going on here? Yeah. Literally, what is going on? So, but Andy Crosby, Andy Garner, his assistants, Nigel Clough's assistants were just, I don't know why they were there, but they were, just going to watch, non-league games to see if there was any players. And it's weird, I always laugh about it, but I think, my hairdo, my barnet back then was absolutely shocking. But I think
stands out
because the fact that it was bleach blonde, trying to hide ginger is you don't really see that too often. So I think it made me stand out on the pitch.
Yeah. No, amazing.
So you had
Incredible.
Clough at Derby. How was he?
Really good.
Yeah. Because people talk about him and say, like, try and compare him to his dad and stuff like that, but they say that his man management's very good.
Yeah, it was one of them, like, he was kind of like old school, like, he'd been around non-league and, like, he knew what players wanted in training. So, like, what we were just discussing there, like...
Had a nice feel for it.
You'd come in, pass and drill, possession, five-a-side, like, that's all you want to do.
Yeah.
Like, good intensity, like, everyone's at it, like, that's what it was like. So for me, it was perfect, and he was at the point at Derby where there was lads on big money like Robbie Savage, other players that they were coming to the end, but yeah, they wanted younger players. So yeah, it was perfect for me.
Amazing.
No, it's really good. And then obviously after Derby, you went to Rotherham, and that's where you had the most amount of games in your career. Very successful there. How did that come about with Derby, obviously moving to Rotherham?
Again, so the guy, my old agent who took me to Derby the first time, he obviously organised Rotherham. I still had a year left at Derby, which is a bit strange thinking about it now. Like, I wouldn't advise that to anyone if they had a year left in the champ to then drop down to League Two to play games, especially the first year it went at Rotherham where... the manager wasn't having me for whatever reason. So, I didn't play probably till March time, which, that was the first year pretty much gone, basically. So, that was a bit of a strange one because obviously you're thinking you're leaving Derby to play every week and then you don't play every week. So I was thinking, like, what's going to go on next season? Like, I needed to start playing. So, but then after that, it was, like you say, I played every game for 4 years pretty much. So,
back-to-back promotions as well, weren't there?
Yeah, so like after that first one, that's when, Steve Evans came in and then, back-to-back and then stayed up in the Championship as well. So, for that, it was...
How was he, Steve Evans, with you? Because obviously Dino had him as well. And we were speaking about him. How was he for you?
For me personally, he was unbelievable. Like, I knew I could go into training any day and not do anything, and I knew I'd still play on the Saturday, but then I'd play well on the Saturday. So like that, as a player, that's, you get certain managers.
He trusts you.
So that was him for me. But other players and their experience of him would be a lot different because obviously
it's crazy when you think about it, isn't it? Because obviously we've been in that position where, like, a player can speak so highly of someone, like a manager, but then on the flip side, if someone's not playing, they can speak so down on a manager. But you have different experiences, obviously, and if your face fits and you're liked and you're trusted and you play often, then would you say that's the best time of your career maybe under him, sort of like in terms of footballing wise, what you've done? Or
100%. I think everyone knows kind of what comes with Steve in terms of his training, his shouting, his everything that comes with him. But I'll always say, like, for me, I played every game. So like those 4 years were, I think, kind of what, got me the moves after that and got me back playing and enjoying football. But at the time, the training that we were doing and the environment was get me out of here. But
And what sort of role was you playing in that team, like position? And
so that was, his teams were like 4-4-2.
Yeah.
So like at the end of there, and then kind of a year or two after that, that's when all the nonsense started coming in about like double pivots and all that terminology. But before that, it was like 4-4-2, get the ball in the box.
Yeah.
Like,
was you playing wide?
Yeah, wide on the left.
Yeah. No, brilliant.
And obviously the second year there, so they got promoted from League 2 to League 1. Were you one of the favourites to go up, or was it just a case of like, let's see how we get on this year?
No, I think like everyone was just, no one spoke about it. It was a case of just like, let's see how we get on. They had a good budget for League 2, so like they'd signed a couple of good players for League 1 as well. So like everyone knew like we weren't going to be down the bottom like financially. So it was just, like I say, he had a good 8 or 9 lads that played every week, 4-4-2, like horrible to play against. And then as the season went on, it just kind of kept going. And then, we were just up there. Like Wolves were in that league, Brentford.
big teams.
Yeah, like they were the top two. Like
Yeah.
they ran away with it because obviously they were really good. But yeah, like I say, when it got to March, April, that's when we were still in and around the playoffs, which is it was madness.
I think momentum's a big thing in them leagues as well. Like we spoke about it as well, but when you come into the back end, the teams that are like 7th, 8th, but they've won 3-4 in a row, they like, and they say it all the time. The team that finishes 3rd, even though they've had such a good year, tend not to go up anyway because the teams coming through are so good. So just talking about the playoffs, how was Wembley?
Yeah, like
the occasion, everything. Like
yeah,
that.
yeah. Obviously, like anyone who goes there is like you never forget it, especially the first one. It's like unbelievable. But yeah, it was just so hot. End of May, obviously with my skin, it's not ideal, but yeah, it's just what a place.
Yeah. And stepping up for a pen as well.
Yeah, like that season, talking about momentum, we'd kind of come back from 2 goals down or 3 goals down to then draw the game, win the game. So like I always think we took that into that final, and to be 2-0 down at half time and then win on penalties, I think it's like no better way to win a final. But what a crazy game.
It's a place that can eat you up, doesn't it? It can eat players up. I mean, we went there, we got to the final with Swindon, and we were definitely one of the best teams in the league that year. And then we had Preston in the final and absolutely got obliterated 4-0. But like I think on the day it just at certain characters. I think it does, doesn't it? You go in the venue, obviously more fans than you'd probably expect, and big pitch, like massive pitch, and I think some people just can't take the pressure of that.
Like you say, the pitch is feels like it's twice the size of every other pitch.
Yeah.
You run you think you've ran half the length, you run like 2 yards and you're absolutely blown. So like it's but yeah, like the top lads who play on that every week just get used to it, don't they?
Was you really nervous going into that? Felt the pressure, or was you almost just when you get on the pitch, it's just sort of?
Yeah, I think because of this, like kind of what I'd done that season, and then
felt confident
with Rotherham. I knew I was playing every week. Like that confidence that brings, it was kind of like comparing it to Pride Park when I'd come from Ilkeston non-league, like in front of that crowd. That was nerves, but then. Yeah, by the time I got to that point, I was just, like...
Must have been a proud moment, obviously, for yourself, your family and everything to play.
Yeah, I mean, it was like my dad always says when I was like stepping up to take the penalty, obviously it was in their end as well, like getting absolutely battered. Like I can't imagine what that must have been like for him to watch that. But yeah, like I say, to win on penalties is,
With the leg shaking on the pen.
I was just that tired. Like
just contact.
I just thought I'm going to leather this straight down the middle, and if it goes out the stadium, I'm not
going
bothered.
with it.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, thankfully it went in. Yeah,
No,
so
amazing.
So then going into the following year, Rotherham agreed a fee with Millwall in the Jan for you, but you turned that down.
Yeah.
What was your thoughts on did you not want to go? Did you not want to leave?
I didn't. Like they didn't really do enough to keep us, to be fair.
Right.
At the start of the season, so like we were trying to push for a new contract, and they'd signed other players, like other Championship players, who played in the Premier League. They were on a lot more money, etc. So like, kind of we'd got to the point now. I was saying like, get me on par with those for what I've done, etc., etc. But they never really entertained that. So. In the summer, they rejected 3 bids from Brentford, and then for whatever reason, why? Because they would have got more money then, and then it got to January, and they accepted, I think it was like 250k from Millwall. But for me, I was like, I've got 3 months left of the season. I'm out of contract.
Dug your heels in.
I've played every game for 3 years, 4 years. So I was just like, I got the phone call from Steve threatening that. Wasn't going to play anymore, and I'd be out the squad and in the stand, like all that nonsense. Carried on to play every game, and then, like I say, from a club's point of view, I don't know why they didn't, do more or accept the higher bid at the start of the season. So it was a bit strange that they did it in January, basically.
Do you look back on that decision, obviously not to go to Millwall, like you're happy with that decision, or do you think it would have maybe could have been something different or not?
No, I think. I think joining them in January would have been
Tough.
a strange move.
Yeah.
So I think, like I say, to get to the end of the season, knowing I've played that amount of games was
And you're on a free as well.
exactly.
Yeah,
It was like a no-brainer for me. So
You're gonna have clubs coming in for you. So
yeah.
no point leaving there when you're gonna have probably like them and more clubs coming in.
It's
3 months
tough.
later.
It's tough that though, because obviously you got to have quite a strong mindset to know that in the summer you're going to get something that suits you. Because when a club wants you, it's hard to just walk away from that and turn that down. And you backing yourself and thinking, right, I'll get to the summer and then I'm free to explore my options. But you know what it's like in football. Sometimes the security of having a contract in front of you, your mates forces you to put pen to paper. But you've obviously not done that. Waited till the summer.
Yeah, I mean, I remember arguing with Steve about it because they were actually below us in the league, and I was like, "What?
Yeah.
Why am I going to join a team that could potentially get relegated?"
Yeah.
And then my money goes down. Like,
Yeah.
so like, yeah, we were going back and forwards, but I think from the club's point of view, it was just strange. Like they had, I think the final bid from Brentford was like 1.2 million in July or August. So I was like saying to Steve, "Why didn't you accept that or offer me a better
What was
deal?"
their reasoning for not accepting that? Just
Because they wanted to keep me. And obviously
so
Brentford...
financially it changed. Maybe in January they needed.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. I think, again, no, it's like one of those, if they weren't going to keep me, then...
Yeah, but for a club like that, 1.2 million, you think they'd almost...
Big cash in.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, no, I think, well, you've seen now, even now, like 10 years later, it's still...
Yeah.
They're still having issues with finances and stuff like that. So
Where did Brentford finish that year?
So when was that, after League One? No, they stayed in the champ.
They stayed in the
but
champ.
obviously their model is, I don't know if you know about it, it's unbelievable. Like the chairman there, how they...
Yeah, incredible what they've done.
How they, structure stuff off the pitch, like the way that they, the detail they go into players, and it's...
Well, you can see it now. They just turning over managers, and every manager does well there. Yeah. It must be an unbelievable place to work from a staff point of view and from players as well.
I didn't realise how it was until, I met them and then he explained everything. I was just like, this is absolutely nuts. Like the detail and...
Just completely different to...
Like the stats they go into, like it's mental.
And back then as well, obviously, like before... most were doing it. They would have been...
Well, that was kind of the time, like even like when I went to Fulham, that was the reason that they signed me, because I think it was like second or third in the champ that season for most chances created. So like that's when we're talking about football was changing from 4-4-2 like to then 4-3-3, like direct wingers, goals and assists, blah 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 blah. Like that's when it started to change.
So that summer was Fulham the only, like obviously Fulham come in for you? Were there any other clubs that was interested that you've thought about, or?
No, I think like there was other clubs there, but then as soon as Fulham came,
that's what I mean. Yeah.
That was kind of it. I think there was, like Bolton, like Notts Forest at the time, maybe a couple of other Championship teams, like really good clubs. But as soon as I knew Fulham were there, that was pretty much it, to be honest.
What a place to live as well, play your football. Yeah,
I mean, to go from Sheffield to to London is different worlds, like I say.
Yeah,
and it was some team as well. Like I was looking at the team the other day, and they had like Scott Parker in there, Dembele in there, and we spoke to Dino last week, and he put him in his top 5 players that he's played with. Yeah,
the squad that we had, it was like on paper, like Ross McCormack, Tom Kearney, like those players.
He was flying McCormack.
It's like the squad that we had, and then for some reason that first year was just absolute carnage.
Really,
like four managers we had in 4 or 5 months. So many different changes, so many different opinions, people coming in, like a lot of lads, big squad. It was just a mad time. But like to live there and play for them and.
Yeah, incredible. Like
good group of lads, like went out a lot, so like it was good.
You had a loan move afterwards, didn't you, to Ipswich? Was that because the new manager come in and didn't see like eye to eye with you and just like sort of pushed players out who he didn't want?
Yeah, like I say, I think I knew as soon as he came in that was
that the Jokanovic?
Jokanovic, yeah. So like I knew that was it for me, to be honest.
Why did you come across him before? Or?
No, never heard anything about him. But I just think I remember that pre-season, there was so many players. Like when I came back from Ipswich before I went to Preston, there was like 35 players on the pitch.
Really?
And like I say, like Ipswich with Mick was kind of like the end of 4-4-2 for teams. Like that was very similar to Rotherham, which is why I went, because it was suited to me. Like just cross the ball, get balls in the box. Like it was perfect. And then I think, like Jukanovic came in. I think he just had a totally different way of playing, and then that's like more direct wingers, take players on, and that just wasn't me. So I think that was I knew it was going to go a different way at Fulham.
He went to Watford, didn't he, afterwards?
He did, yeah.
And they were just like, I think it was like went through 45 players in 1 year. Just like players coming in, players coming out. Like
he's at Al Nassr now.
Oh, is he?
Out here, yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh.
Yeah, he's been a starter last season, yeah.
Get back into him.
Yeah, try to ring him and he pied me.
Unreal. And talking about pitches, obviously, like from Wembley to Craven Cottage, it feels like it's on top of you there, doesn't it? Craven Cottage, narrow, like old, beautiful stadium.
Yeah, class pitch.
Yeah.
Just the fans were a bit strange.
Yeah, they say that a little bit more.
It was more
chilled.
like like tourism and
Yeah. It's where you are, in it, I suppose, in London. Same with Chelsea, you get a lot of people, tourists coming to watch games when big clubs come to town, and probably full of tourists when you play against like your Arsenals, your Man Uniteds, and all them big clubs. Now you can see it. So
to be fair, like I remember we played QPR on Friday night. We beat them 4-1, I think 4-0, and that the atmosphere was really good. But like
it's changed week to week.
The rest of the time, like when you're playing your Rotherhams at home, like it was a bit quieter.
With your time at Fulham, could you see Parker becoming the manager that he is? Was he like very instrumental on the pitch and things like that? Yeah,
just one of those, like when he spoke, like that was it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like no one, he just had that aura, and it was, you just knew what you were going to get with him, like on and off the pitch, like so straight talking. So, you just knew that he was going to be successful.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because if you look at a lot of the managers now, Pep, Arteta, Carrick, Alonso, all Scott Parker as well, all played in that sixth role, didn't they? And sort of had to do both sides of the game. They seem to be the ones tactically now that are getting it right. And he seems like a very good detailed coach, Parker. He just probably needs the right club at the right time, and I think he'll have a good career.
Yeah, 100%. Like obviously his experience, he just knew what to do as a player. Like even
always in the right position when it's like defensively.
Within the first 2 weeks, we did that. The possession game where you've got to stick with your own man. Only he can score. We did that, and I was with him, and I was thinking, I was 26. Like I was thinking, I'm gonna
run all over him.
Didn't get anywhere near him in 20 minutes, and I was absolutely blowing. Like that pivot he's got, and I was just thinking.
Yeah, because he was strong as well when he like powerful lower body.
Like when he could run and like you say, is what a player.
Yeah. Good professional as well, just like trained.
Yeah, it's just like every day on and off the pitch. You knew that season though. Dembele had a bit of a period where he would like shush lads during the game.
Like what teammates?
Yeah, teammates. So like, just like shut up. Like when they'd give him have a go at him.
Yeah.
And I remember we played one game and it was 1 minute before half time, and Scotty had shouted at him like, give him a bollocking or whatever, and he went to put the finger up, and I think his finger got there, and then he kind of pulled it back down when he realised who he was talking to.
Yeah.
Anyway, the refs blew his whistle, and you just see Scotty just absolutely leg it into the changing room, and he was just waiting for him to come in.
He was a big boy, Dembele as well.
Dembele knew what was coming, just walking into the change room, and then Scotty just absolutely.
Speaking on him, Dembele, I mean, people just say he's just unbelievable player, unbelievable.
Yeah,
player.
this was.
He was the start, wasn't it?
Yeah, like this was the striker Moussa Dembele. So like with McCormack, them two up top, they were
just
like 22 goals a season.
Yeah.
But he was quiet. He didn't really say a lot.
Yeah.
So he was a bit of a not strange character. He just didn't really come out of his shell.
Yeah. Was he young then though?
Yeah, he was young player.
Yeah.
That was like his breakthrough season.
Yeah.
But like with the
Where did he go after that? He went
Celtic, and then Lyon as well. He played for. Went to Saudi, I think.
And then he went to Saudi.
Saudi now,
I think he moved on now.
Yeah, he's had a class career.
Yeah.
But like that was his breakthrough season.
Yeah, because he was. Yeah, that year he was. Yeah.
But
him and McCormack.
To shush Scott Parker is madness.
So then you've come back from Ipswich. Obviously, you know what's going to be happening at Fulham. Preston came in for you. Was that just like were there a few clubs at the time, or had you already made your mind up with Preston to go back into?
I think they just came in pretty early, to be honest.
Right.
Like for Rotherham, that was probably the best 2 games I've ever played when we played Preston in the semi-final. So. They just came in straight away and offered a 3-year deal. So I was like, just makes sense. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was pretty easy, to be fair. Like, again, just wanted to play after a bit of a mad year. And then, the same happened again at Preston, just nightmare season.
It's crazy, isn't it? Because like we obviously speak to a lot of players, and it's just where you feel the love and the trust in it, and you gives you a chance to excel. And in some places you just go and you just don't feel it, and you just feel like low in confidence, out of sorts, and it's hard to kick on and get going again, isn't it?
Yeah, I think like you know what it's like as players. You just want someone who's going to be completely honest. And Mick McCarthy was exactly that. Like he'd tell you if you were rubbish. He'd praise you if you were good.
Yeah.
If he was going to leave you out, he'd tell you the day before, 2 days before, like he'd give you a heads up. Like there was no kind of mixed signals, which is what you want. Whereas, Preston, it was the opposite.
Who did you have there?
Simon Grayson.
Right.
It was a bit of both. Like same time they signed Aidan McGeady on loan, which that was always going to be the end of me playing on the wing when we signed him. Because what a footballer, but in terms of like just letting me know where I stood, or
you just didn't get that.
He kind of left me out of squads, wouldn't sell me, wouldn't let me go out on loan, and then ended up not playing for the whole year, which was madness.
Cool. And obviously they'd signed you as well, so obviously they must have seen something like a plan with you to get you in, and then to do that to you. Was just like left you out to dry, basically, aren't they? Yeah,
I mean they I didn't set the world alight, to be honest, when I first went in. There was definitely things I look back at now, like my attitude, like I was a lot more opinionated back then, and you know what it's like when you're younger. So like body language, going into training, knowing what needed to be done, like it was a bit of a we talk about mental health. That was probably like the period of my career where I was just not at it, do you know what I mean? So from a manager's point of view, like I kind of understood it, but it got to a point in October where I'd played the first couple of games, came out, we signed Aidan McGeady, we had Caleb Robinson on the other wing, so like it was, good players, and then I think we played 10 games and I didn't get on the pitch. So I just went and spoke to Simon Grayson, like the lads were like, he doesn't like confrontation, don't go and speak to him, like, etc., etc. So went in, had half an hour with him, laughing and joking, you're still in my plans, blah, blah, blah. I came out buzzing. That was on the Thursday. Got to Saturday, turned up, wasn't in the squad.
Strange, isn't it? Because you just want that clarity, didn't you, on where you stand and what you can do and what you need to do better, or any information.
All those questions, that's what I said to him. He was answering in the meeting that I had with him.
You thought you were starting. You thought you was captain.
I came out buzzing. I was like, "This is it. I'm back in." Like, wasn't in the squad, and then from then until the end of the season, I wasn't. Last 2 games we had Newcastle at St James's Park and Rotherham at home. So like, I had to go and basically say to him like, "Please get me involved in these 2 games." But for the rest of that time, wouldn't sell me, wouldn't let me go on loan.
So strange.
Wouldn't speak to me.
The players have obviously had that conversation with him, come out in the same feeling, because they're telling you don't go to him. Don't have the meeting.
They warned me, and I was like, he'll just like cut you off. And I was like, I know, but I've just signed 3 years. He signed me. Like, let's just have a conversation, try and improve. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Cool.
It's so strange when you speak to lads like, and a lot of people got the similar stories, and they're all saying like, "Oh yeah, I've signed here, and then I'm not playing, but then they won't sell me, they won't let me go out on loan, so I'm just going to be like sat on the bench, and it's
surplus to requirements. Tough, isn't it? Because it takes a strong person to get out, train well, work hard, stay fit.
Yeah, I mean the only thing I'll say is that I was always with the lads, the first team. Like he never tried to put me down with the youth team. So like, but yeah, going in Monday to Friday, out the squad at the weekend.
No matter what you do.
Well, I just got to a point where I just didn't turn up to the home, even when they were playing at home. I just wasn't going.
Yeah.
Like the away games, they were going. So like, it's just a mad time.
Yeah, not good.
Then you went to Gillingham. Was Steve Evans there then?
So yeah, had that. So went from, did a whole year without playing, then went on loan in January the following season.
Yeah.
And then at the end, like started a new season, went to Gillingham, that was the same year that Bolton got taken over.
Right.
So I was going in there, went in there every day for 6 weeks with Phil Parkinson. He told me I was going to, sign a deal. I was buzzing because I was 10 minutes from my house in Worsley in Manchester. Yeah. And then he left. So Big Steve came back in 4 hours down to Gillingham. Yeah. Signed
I could
there.
have sat in the stand.
Yeah, could have been. You could have had his shirt above your bed. Could have been Pringle above your bed, mate.
Yeah, I was buzzing. I was thinking, just get me in.
Yeah, big club,
Exactly. And it was when they were getting taken over. It was like when they had that 5 players signed that pre-season. But he left and then went with Steve.
The thing is, like, obviously you'll have seen it. The training grounds, top quality. The stadium's quality. They just it was just completely like ripped to shreds. And then obviously they've had to build up again.
Yeah. No, I knew like if I could get in the door, it would be class place to be involved in early, like when they're rebuilding it. So, but obviously my luck. It was Steve at Gillingham.
Yeah.
And then, was it only a 1 year at Gillingham?
1 year and then COVID happened,
Yeah. And then you moved to Morecambe?
Morecambe, yeah.
Right. And then after Morecambe, then to Altrincham. We've spoke about this a little bit. Did you find it hard, like obviously, because they were offering you 1 year deals, did you find that hard to negotiate either a 2 year or like a 1 year with an add-on? Yeah,
I think with Gillingham, because it was so late in the day, because I'd been at Bolton the whole of pre-season, I was expecting to sign there. And then obviously when that changed, it was like start of August. So I had to take that. Then COVID happened. Morecambe was half an hour away, so they were never going to offer more than a 1 year deal. And it was the same at Alty, really, for 33, 34-year-old. Like, that's when it does get tough for players of that age in terms of, you're thinking, how long am I going to keep doing this? Certainly dropping down to Alty, it's a different ball game in those leagues compared to League Two. But
it's so hard chasing them contracts and trying to get something with a bit of security. Because like you said, like the 1 year, then you can't really, like, you have to sort of set it alight within 6 months to go and get something else. So you're constant battle on it, trying to get the next club, chasing the next contract. It's a tough period. Yeah,
and it's like, how long can you do this for? Do you know what I mean?
Especially when you get into that age and you got like you got your life to think about. You're at a junction where it's like, can I get if you go and get a 3 year somewhere and you got a bit of security, you can buy a house, you can set up somewhere, but you're going from one club and it could be across the country, wherever it may be. And it's such a tough period. That
it's when your family's involved as well, and you're saying like, oh, we're going here for a year, or we're going here for a year, and it's
tough.
It gets tough.
I think for me it was like I just couldn't. I just thought I need to play it, and I should be playing every week.
Yeah,
that was probably my downfall with nearly every manager after Rotherham, because I was kind of used to playing at Rotherham every week. So like,
I'm gonna get that feeling back.
And then after that, I never really had that consistency of playing. So like your Morecambes, your Tranmeres, your Altrinchams, it was kind of not my attitude, but I was just like,
it's so easy to become bitter with the game, though, isn't it? When you see people in your position and you think you're better than, or like a certain shape suits you and the like formation, the playing style. So easy when you're not playing to become super bitter and you just almost like don't, like you said, with your attitude, that can then take effect on that, your mental health, everything you're doing, your confidence. It's hard to get that back once you haven't played a lot of football, to then go and, like, when you get your opportunity, you've got to be like so good when you get it. And if you haven't played much football, it's tough to be at the top of your game.
Yeah, so I think like coming towards the end of the like time in England, that's what it was like, you know. Yeah. Certainly after when it got to Altrincham, that's when I was like, I need to get out of here. Like, I need to, you know, I can't drop down any further. Or
was there any point in your career where you had options abroad that you never really?
The end of Preston was Wellington Phoenix. That was kind of an option, but then it was like the COVID. That's when COVID happened as well. Yeah. But yeah, like obviously coming out here, if I'd have known, you know, places like this or other parts of America, Australia, like that's when I should have probably gone when I was, at the end of the Preston contract at 30.
Yeah. So how did it come about you moving out here? Because you've been here now 3 years, haven't you?
Yeah, 3 years now. So we signed a player from Fleetwood Town to Altrincham when I was there. And then he told me that Fleetwood United had a team just started up. And I was kind of, for that year, I was always kind of looking at, you know, coaching companies out here and, just wanting to, like I say, it got to a point in England, I was like, I need to get out of here. Like, I can't play football here anymore. So as soon as he told me about Fleetwood United in Dubai, I was like, that's me. Like, I would have played for free. That's how much I wanted to go. Yeah.
Was it an easy decision for the family? Like, just bringing everyone out?
No, I mean, you know what it's like. I didn't really do much research. I was just like, I'm gone. So like, you know, brought the family out with me and then realised there was nursery and school fees to pay, and that was a big shock. The property market, that was another big shock. So I didn't really do any research. I just wanted to get out, and then we went and then kind of winged it after that.
But obviously, like, you look back on that decision now, and obviously one of the better decisions you've made, you think, for your family, for yourself?
Yeah, probably the best decision I've made in my life, to be honest. Like I say, it's one of those where you'll be the same. You're like thinking in England, especially in the football world now. Like
there's so much opportunity here, isn't there?
Yeah, and as a, you know, with families, as a person, it just changes you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Obviously, the football's completely different, but we're talking about attitude, and the way that I was in the UK is to what I'm like now in training and.
Yeah, you wake up, you're ready to. Yeah. It's
a
different mindset, isn't it?
You've not got your woolly hats on and your jackets on.
Yeah, just nudes.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
in shorts and t-shirt every day.
And talk to us about, obviously, your season this year. Obviously, you've had another season here, and obviously played a lot of games. And your body, you feeling good. You feel like you've got more time in your legs, and
it's weird. Like lads, you'll be the same. Like, you speak to lads, and they're like, you feel better when you get older, and like that's what I'm like. I feel fitter now than I did. At Morecambe and Altrincham,
know
like
your body a bit better.
Those places, I was like, I'm retiring. Like, no, I'm done. Whereas now, I'm like, I could keep going.
I think the weather plays a big part in that, doesn't it? You know, like, you just feel like you can recover quick. When the weather's so good, and you got everything at your exposure. You're older, you know your body, you know what recovery is best for yourself, and so I mean, it's great to see you still playing. Obviously, we obviously played against you a couple of times this year, and you're still high above the level that you're playing at. So it's brilliant to see. Yeah,
I think like just talking about enjoying it again, like that's what
a smile on your face, isn't
exactly. And everyone, you know, especially like the lads who come over here, like they just want to enjoy football. And for me, that was in the UK. It was, you know, it was the opposite
to
that.
Of a slog,
So then when you come out here, you know, playing at Precision or JA, like those types of places, the sunshine, and it's
nice environment.
Different ball game, isn't it?
Yeah. And I know we touched on it earlier as well, but you've set up obviously like a link now with getting lads out here, which I know we've spoke about it. And I said to H, I said that it's an unbelievable idea because nobody else is doing it, and it's trying to get them lads. Because I've had messages, I know you've had messages like, oh, can I come over for a trial? And I know we spoke about it and said like they have no idea what's involved. Like the amount of lads that come over Whereas just talk a little bit about what you're doing now. Is obviously anyone that's interested, they can reach out to you.
Yeah, like you say, it's basically just a point of contact for players that want to come. What I've realised, you'll be the same in the UK. You know, if you're good enough, you get pushed to the front. There's no paying. There's none of that. Whereas, you know, it's a lot different here. So yeah, it's about just explaining how it works here, and then, you know, trying to help the lads who want to come. You know, like I remember in pre-season the amount of players you had who were turning up. You didn't have a clue who was who, whether they were any good, who they'd come from, the positions. So like, you know, for me to try and work with, you know, the clubs is I look at them first through the training camps, very similar to like the PFA ones that they do in the summer for the free agents. So yeah, I'll just put them on training sessions to see what level the players are at, and then filter them into clubs who are, you know, based on their kind of ability and performance.
Yeah, but it's good because obviously there's, coming from yourself who have played here for 3 years, people can get pushed in the wrong direction here into the wrong people. So it's good that someone like yourself knows how it works, got good connections with the club, and hopefully you can bridge that pathway for players to go and get deals here and contracts here. So it's a great thing that you're doing, for sure.
Yeah, I think, like you say, for the English lads, it's easy for us to speak to players from the UK, especially lads who've played in the league. They just want a bit of information. But as you guys know, like, you know, Dubai is central to so many different countries, leagues that I didn't even know existed or where there was players. And yeah, like there's just so many players who are wanting opportunities. So it's trying to help them.
Definitely a good place, I think, for young players to come and play 30 games or 25 games a season, which they probably wouldn't be exposed to in their country, maybe at, say, 18, 19. So it's a good place, good facilities, good standard of football. I know the game here is very like transitional and like a basketball match, but there's some good players here, and I think if you can be 18 and go and get 25, 30 games under your belt, then it's a great place to do that. Yeah,
it's like that versus, you know, step 4, 5, National League in the UK, like 100% you're going to enjoy it more.
Yeah.
Obviously, you'll get fans and it'll be more competitive in the National League. But yeah, even like...
For development here, I think it's good, very,
100%. Very good. But even like your Ravs, your John Joes, like those types of players are older lads who've played in the league. They want to come in and enjoy it, change it up, lifestyle. It's kind of caters for all, as long as you know what you're getting into, basically.
And I think as well, you've had quite a bit of success as well with like getting lads in really, really quickly as well. Like, I know a few lads that have gone in with you and have got signed with clubs, and I think that's just like down to you as well, like being able to be honest with them. Because I know we've had chats and you've said, like, how much can you offer them? And I've told you what we can offer, and then you go back to them, whereas you get other people that will just fill the head with like numbers that they don't even exist.
Yeah, it's madness. And like I say, in the UK, we don't hear anything like this about players getting scammed or paying for stuff. Like, it just doesn't happen. Whereas in other parts of the world, it's like that's the standard, which is baffling to us. But I think that for the players, they just want an opportunity. Like, if they're good enough, we can push them into good clubs, good environments. But if they're not good enough, then obviously that's football. But a lot of them are just not really getting that.
Yeah, the exposure.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
Now, unbelievable chat there. Just going to finish off with 5 quick fire questions with you. First one, Messi or Ronaldo?
Messi.
Your favourite player of all time?
Wow, what a question that is. David Ginola, Alan Shearer. Can't pick between the two.
Nice. Your favourite team of all time? So like a team of a generation or an era, or
that I've played for, or any team?
Just any team. Yeah, you've watched.
Probably that team, 95-96 Newcastle. That year they beat Man United 5-0. Like Ginola, Shearer, Ferdinand, Espria was there. I think that was
amazing.
Your best moment of your career?
Probably the League One final at Wembley. Or signing for Derby. Probably those two, yeah.
And then lastly, a 5-a-side team of lads who you've played with or like shared a pitch with.
Wow.
No goalkeepers.
Yeah, you can put yourself in there as well, so there's one.
I'll Well, to be fair, Emi Martinez came on loan at Rotherham.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Absolute ridiculous talent. So I'd probably say
Chuck
him.
him in then.
Andy Lonergan was obviously him was top at Fulham. Tom Kearney, Scott Parker, Aidan McGeady. Probably say Callum Robinson or Ross McCormack.
Brilliant.
Unbelievable. Guys, that's it for episode 3 there. Ben Pringle. Make sure you get over to the YouTube channel now to watch it. There'll be some shorts on the Instagram as well. An unbelievable career, unbelievable journey from obviously being at West Brom and then dropping down into non-league, but then having the attitude to get going again and reach back into the Championship.
Thanks, Ben, and great to obviously see you still playing, and obviously we got a good connection now being here. So yeah, excited to see what the future holds here, and thanks for coming on.
Cheers for having me, guys.
Cheers,
Top man, Ben.